Galaxy S25 series is still some time away, but the online area has been flooded with leaks and rumors for the previous couple of weeks. So, we've concluded we have the essential material for a comparative article, and it's a really essential one. The Galaxy S Plus model has always been a peculiar middle child in the family, delivering a little bigger screen and a greater battery compared to the ordinary S series flagship. The forthcoming Galaxy S25 series is shaping out to be fairly similar in idea, but will this bigger battery and screen be enough to attract users into paying hundreds more for the Plus instead of going for the Galaxy S25? The design expectations for the Galaxy S25 series don't thrill us as much as we'd want. It seems that Samsung is going to play it safe and make just a slight adjustment to the design here and there. We're looking at the same flat back and front with rounded corners and flat sides, the same we had with the previous couple of generations. There's one report suggesting that the Galaxy S25 Plus will have the widest bezels surrounding the screen compared to the other two models, so there's also that. The camera systems look remarkably similar to this year's in all the leaked renders. We're talking about 3 independent camera housings in the upper left corner. The size gap between the S25 and the S25 Plus will probably stay more or less the same as on the previous generation. The 6.2 to 6.7 inch display kind of restricts what you can do with the size. As far as materials go, both phones are expected to sport the same glass and aluminum sandwich that we're familiar with. There's no talk about using exotic materials for the normal and Plus variants. The titanium treatment is reserved for the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Finally, let's talk about the color variants, as we have some interesting speculations circulating around. Normally, the standard model and the Plus model share the available hues, but there's a rumor that we'll receive one additional color option for the Plus mode. Here are the typical colors for both models. Galaxy S25 anticipated colors: Moon Night Blue, Silver Shadow Sparkling Blue, Sparkling Green. Galaxy S25 Plus anticipated colors: Moon Night Blue, Silver Shadow Sparkling Blue, Sparkling Green Midnight Black. Inside the retail packaging, you will most likely discover just the phones and a USB-C connector, as this is the latest trend in conserving the planet. We don't expect big display advancements in the Galaxy S25 series compared to the previous generation. Samsung doesn't seem to be riding on the screen expansion train, at least for now, so we're looking at pretty much the same 6.2-inch and 6.7-inch panels as last year. What we might receive is the fantastic anti-reflective coating we just enjoy on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Other than that, we expect the same 1 to 120 Hz with LTPO displays, with the already mentioned wider bezels on the Plus model. In terms of resolution and pixel density, both phones will most likely keep the resolution and PPI of their respective predecessors, ending at roughly 416 PPI and 1080 pixels for the normal Galaxy S25 and 513 PPI and 1440 pixels for the Galaxy S25 Plus. We might see a spike in brightness, as this is the latest trend and battleground for modern flagships, and as always, we will put these to the test once we lay our hands on test devices. As for performance, the Snapdragon 8 Elite comes to the party with one of the most important changes we expect on the Galaxy S25 family, and one that's already been confirmed, is the recently revealed Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset. According to reports from Qualcomm and Samsung, this chipset will power the 3 S25 versions, including the normal Galaxy S25 and the Galaxy S25 Plus. Even though there are some speculations indicating that Samsung hasn't totally given up on the Exynos Galaxy S25 versions, we expect the series to arrive with Snapdragon 8 Elite in the US. The latest leaked benchmarks show the performance of this chipset to be on par and even better than Apple's A18 Pro, so we're quite enthusiastic. Another benefit and a possibly little advantage for the Galaxy S25 Plus is that certain comparisons reveal that the Geekbench 6 scores of the model are slightly better than the scores of the Galaxy S25 Ultra. We're talking unofficial benchmarks here, so take them with a grain of salt, but nonetheless, it's looking excellent for the Galaxy S25 series in general. In terms of RAM and storage, things are not precisely obvious. The Galaxy S25 Plus might have a tiny advantage on both fronts, but we're not sure at the moment. What we're sure about is that both versions will come with Galaxy AI on board, and also the lengthy 7 years of service. The phones will most likely launch with Android 15 out of the box with One UI on top, which means that they will last all the way to Android 23, which is amazing. As good as Samsung's current flagship phones are, attention has already gone to what's next for the Galaxy S family. If you've held off thus far on getting the Galaxy S24, S24 Plus, or S24 Ultra, then you'll undoubtedly be interested in what Samsung has in store for 2025. Despite that being a few months away, there are already lots of leaks and rumors regarding the next Galaxy S25 series. Here's all the latest news and rumors regarding the next new models from Samsung. There's no official release date as of the time of writing, but Samsung is quite consistent with the Galaxy phone releases, so we can make an informed prediction. The camera as perspective transition to Sony sensors is one of the most guarded secrets before to a smartphone launch, generally. The Galaxy S25 series is no exception, however we do have some facts swirling around. There's a potential move and upgrade to Sony LTI sensors for the main cameras of the Galaxy S25 and Galaxy S25 Plus. These Sony sensors employ the Japanese company's proprietary twin transistor pixel stacked technology and offer some potential gains in light catching, and also have potential low noise levels. The ultra-wide and telephoto cameras seem to have remained the same, at least that's the most current info. The specs of the camera systems on both the Galaxy S25 and Galaxy S25 Plus. In terms of distinctions and purchase decisions, the camera system shouldn't be a deciding factor. Both will most likely include identical camera systems. Galaxy S25 will come with main wide of 50 megapixels, plus 12 megapixels, ultra wide plus 10 megapixels, with 3x telephoto. Battery life and charging is such how a disappointment. The recent reports don't give us much optimism in having larger batteries in the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus. We will most likely receive the same 4000 mAh cell in the ordinary Galaxy S25 and the 4900 mAh battery inside the bigger Galaxy S25 Plus. According to the newest information from industry insiders, Samsung will optimize and extend the battery life of the Galaxy S25 series utilizing AI. We can't comment on the actual battery life, as we need to do our own battery testing once we have the phones, but there's additional unpleasant news headed our way, and that affects the quick charging. Leaked certification documents suggest that the Galaxy S25 series will once again be pretty conservative with charging speeds. According to the 3C Certification Authority, a Chinese regulator, the Galaxy S25 will come with the same 25-watt wired charging speed as its predecessor, and the Galaxy S25 Plus will boast 45-watt fast charging. We don't have information about wireless charging speeds at the time, but there's a decent likelihood that will remain the same as well. It's the same old narrative once again, or at least it looks like it at this preliminary stage. The Galaxy S25 and Galaxy S25 Plus look extremely identical, precisely like their respective predecessors, with the exception being the screen size and battery capacity. Samsung seems to have an established range of costs these days, so although we don't know how the Galaxy S25 range will line up, we don't expect it to wander too much away from the previous generation. The S23 range saw significant price spikes, but these were decreased in the S24 lineup, and it makes reasonable that these levels will be preserved for the S25 models. If this turns out to be accurate, the price of the Galaxy S25 series may climb. The Snapdragon 8 Elite could cost between $190 and $240. This comparison is at its earliest stage for the moment, and we have to fill it up with benchmark scores and camera samples to be able to paint the full picture. But even at this stage, it's clear to see that Samsung seems to be following the same concept of offering a slightly larger version of its regular flagship with a bigger battery and a larger screen. Whether or not people will spend the extra $200 for the Plus, we have to wait and see. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates.